Patreon.com, The Pain Lair. Don't forget to push this button, comment. Don't forget to push this button, like. Don't forget to push this button, share. You know, all those things that matter. And now that that's finally out of the way, can we please get back to the Pain Lair and start having some fun? For the love of God and all things holy. Hey, good evening, and welcome to a very, very important edition of the Pain Lair. Tonight's called The Final Confession, and it has to start with a story I'm about to tell you when I was just 20 years old, 19 years old, in college. My first year at North Idaho Junior College, I took third in the nation. And I decided how important it was for me to be a national champion after that point, because I knew more than anything on this planet, I wanted an education in television and film. And I knew the only way I was going to achieve that was by working harder than I had ever worked to achieve my goal of becoming a national junior college champion, so that I could choose whatever university I wanted to go to that would accommodate my dreams and would fulfill my goal of having a Bachelor of Arts degree in television and film. So I set forth in my sophomore year in college to work harder and do whatever it took to be a national champion. And I remember at the time smoking weed and getting drunk with my friends, and that was all that mattered. And everybody I was with at North Idaho, believe it or not, most of them were from Washington and Oregon, and there were a lot of dope smokers in my world, including me. It didn't matter whether you're from Washington or Oregon. They just happened to be the ones who were a little more liberal-minded when it come to smoking pot. But all the guys from Montana and Idaho were also dope smokers. And I knew and realized very early on in my quest to achieve my goal that I wasn't going to allow anything to get in my way of accomplishing my goal of being a national champion. And so I set marijuana aside in my life at that moment. And I decided I was going to be completely clean, so that if I was put in a situation where I was filled with self-doubt in a national championship moment, that I had no excuse. There was nothing standing in my way from becoming a national champion. And so I quit smoking marijuana for my sophomore year in college. And I remember sitting with my friends. I wasn't the team captain, but I was a pretty profound influence on the championship season. There were two of us who made the commitment to quit smoking dope. That was Brent Barnes and myself. And I remember sitting in a party room with all my friends one night, and they were all getting high. I said, "Come on, Daryl, get high with us, man. You're still gonna succeed." And I said, "No, I'm not gonna take that chance. I'm not gonna be put in a national championship situation and then go, oh yeah, but I smoked dope that one night, and what if that caused me to fail?" I absolutely looked at all my friends right then, and I said to them, "We all have a decision to make. How bad do you want this? What kind of sacrifice are you willing to make to become a national champion?" And I remember Brent Barnes and myself, I completely and utterly threw everything out the window that would get in my way of becoming a national champion. And as it so happened, the national championship match came down to myself and a guy from Cuyahoga West, Ohio. And here's the rub of this whole thing. If I won the match, I was a national champion, and my team was a national championship team. If I lost the match, I went home disgraced, second place, both as an individual and as a team. And if I'm not mistaken, my coach told me once, years and years later, that in the history of amateur wrestling, all of the tournaments, that's never happened except for my match, where the heavyweights decided their own fate as well as the fate of their schools. And the match was intense. And with 5 seconds left, our score was tied, and I was on the bottom. And right before I went out to wrestle my match, my coach, Donnie Owen, came up to me while I was sitting in the hallway contemplating and focusing, and he walked by me, and he looked down, and he said, "Daryl, no one can hold you down." And so with 5 seconds left in the match, I escaped. And the score went from 5-5 to 5-6 with 1 second left on the clock. And I won a national title for myself and a national title for my team. And that commitment was because I was willing to make those sacrifices that I needed to make to succeed no matter what the cost. And I remember all of my friends that were in that room. They all know who they are. They all decided not to quit smoking pot. And when push came to shove, they all failed. Now, I'm not blaming marijuana for that. But I will say this. When you're put in that kind of a position, you better make sure that you have all your ducks in a row, because if there's any doubt, even a shadow of a doubt in your mind, the other guy will sense it and you'll lose. And I have to say, it was such a profound moment in my life. I'm telling you this story now. Why am I telling you this story now? Because I'm at the same point in my life. I'm homeless. I have nothing. Literally nothing. I don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I have decided that I'm not going to let anything get in my way this time. So I have even put marijuana away in my life. I am the cleanest I have been in my life since I was, oh goodness, probably 10 years old. I am now, and I can say, I am now absolutely 100% drug-free. No opioids. The only thing I'm taking is aspirin, Tylenol, and Celebrex, which are anti-inflammatories, which help me get through the day and deal with the pain that I deal with. But my exercise is fixing my knees and my back. I'm going to start lifting heavy with my shoulders and get my shoulders and my arms back. I'm going to accomplish. I'm going to build myself a home, and most importantly, I'm going to build this because I want to come and share this with you. I want to travel around the country and Croach with my beautiful little kitty Hazel, and we want to come to wherever you are and share all these experiences with you. And the only way I can do that is to accomplish my goal of building a home. And I'm willing to beg, borrow, and steal, whatever it takes. Now, maybe not stealing, but I'm willing to do anything to accomplish this goal. And that means I'm not going to let anything get in my way of accomplishing my goal. I'm not saying I'm going to be straight for the rest of my life when it comes to marijuana. I'm hoping that that's the case. But as of right now, I will never smoke marijuana again until I'm in the privacy of my own home And that's a fact. And right now, I have no home in sight. But what matters is the last confession is I'm done with marijuana. Nothing is going to get in the way of me telling my story and bringing to you the things I have to bring to you. And trust me, I have a lot to bring to you. I have movies that I've written, and I have tons of automotive things, cars and trucks I'm going to build. And the only way I'm going to do that is to focus, just like I did was when I was a national champion. And I'm laser focused right now because I am going to succeed come hell or high water. And that's what the last confession is about. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if I have to get down to 260 pounds and be able to put the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm not afraid. And I'm going to do it. And you can count on that. I'm Max Payne. This is the Pain Lair. This is the last confession. And until the next time I see you on the Pain Lair, then.